and realize what you just said. The volume, the insane volume that's coming in on your left leg is coming from
one person,
one leader, one person who's like, you know, has a vision and is building a huge business. So that's the mindset flip. It's not about putting all these people on your right leg. That's not going to build your volume. It's going to build a revolving door. It's about duplicating yourself. You've got to find people and then invest in those people to help them build huge businesses under you. And that's literally like one at a time or two at a time. So you have to ask yourself that. Who do I have on my team right now that I need to pour into that does want to build a big business, but at the same time, like, you believe that they can, and that you can duplicate yourself through them. Because that's really what you're doing, is you're building a franchisee of yourself through another coach. And you have to teach them everything that you know to build the business through them. And in that process, they'll find their voice and they'll find their brand and they'll find their style. But you have to do it in the beginning with them, for them, through them, to ensure there's going to be success. So even if they're seeing success now and they have their own way of doing it, like, you kind of have to go in there and redirect the ship, because you can't guarantee that their way is going to help them get success, but you know that your way will. And so you have to go in there, redirect the ship, and help them get to diamond and beyond. And in the process, let them have the freedom of doing things the way that they feel comfortable, as long as it's bringing them results. But it's like an 80-20, like 80% they got to do it your way. And if they're doing something that's out of the box and it's working and it's bringing them Success Club points or customers or whatever, then I say let them do it, but don't let them lead with it, because you haven't done that, so you don't know that it will work, like, to get them beyond where they're at. It might be working right now, but is it going to work 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and is it going to duplicate down? And so we always have to remember that, like, even though someone's seeing success, it doesn't mean that it's the way they should continue building their business, because it might not duplicate down and it might not work 6 months from now. And then they don't know why their business hits a wall, you know? And so you kind of have to come in the beginning and, you know, intervene and explain that to them. So that's what you need to do. I mean, you need to figure, I know we had this talk before, and so I know it's probably different people now. I don't feel like you had the right people then, but I feel like it's just a shift of priorities in your business, as far as, like, you kind of have to identify who you're going to invest in. And if that's going to be getting Nikki to diamond, your second CBC, like, that really doesn't count. It counts in the aspect that you can get it to diamond and you'll get yourself to 2-star, which should be your first goal. But there should be, like, another person that you're going to invest in, because you want to franchise yourself. So
Kristina and Steph are the two on my Kristina and Stephanie Hani and Kristina Hewer. Those are my two I would bet on. They want to build to diamond. I meet with them once a week. So those are my two that I'm
And how
working.
many coaches do they have right now? And where are they at?
She's got
I
two on
see
her,
her, Stephanie Han.
yep, two on her left and four on her right. She's got the emerald on each side with her husband and Alicia. She needs to get Nate back to emerald. And put two on her left.
Okay, so, okay.
And both of them, they do all the things, and they're doing exactly what I did when I started like they're duplicating the right things. So those are the two that I'm actively working with right now, currently.
Where's Kristina at?
She's on my right. Kristina Hewer. She's got three on her left.
I see her. Okay.
Couple inactive, and then two on her right. She has not yet signed up for her husband. I think she's like waiting until she gets further along, which I try to talk to her about that, but I mean, you can only say so much. So she's
okay. She got like 3 to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you pick them over Nikki?
Because Nikki is not working the business. She doesn't.
Okay.
She has not voiced when I've contacted her that she wants to actively work the business.
Okay. So were those coaches put in before? And
yes, she was working the business at one time, and then she stopped. She's kind of just been like a roller coaster. And so her sister under her, though, where's she at? Her sister under her, Janelle, has and does want to work the business, but again, I think she kind of goes based on what her sister is doing, and I've tried to like contact her, but I'm not going to push, pull, or drag anybody. So, but she has.
Even though she's the closest, she's the furthest away.
Right.
Yeah. So who's on their left leg that you can work with?
On my left leg, it's really only Ashlyn that wants to build a business.
Where's your husband at?
He's on my right.
Okay. Oh, I see him now. Your husband and your second CBC are on the same leg?
Yes.
Okay. And you did that for volume?
Yes.
Okay. You should have placed one on the other leg for this reason.
Well, when I asked, what's her face from corporate, she's the one that helped me get my CBC signed back up, or my second CBC signed up. And she's like, nope, put him here under Michael and make sure it's on his right side. So I just went based on what she told me to do.
Mm-hmm. Because
yes, I see what you're
because people think that you build volume through just putting like stacking on the weak leg, right? But that's not actually how you build volume. You can build volume that way. Like obviously like the numbers are going to go up, but ultimately what builds volume is leaders. Like you just said that with Brooke. If you had a Brooke on the right leg, then you'd be making how much more, right?
Right.
And it's, not just the rank going up and getting that bonus, but it's that weekly income. So it's like, oh shit, hang on. I need a couple minutes. The donation truck that was supposed to come yesterday is outside now.
Okay.
I have to go take all the stuff out there.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so when you filled out that form for the event, the mentorship event.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So how many of your people are local?
Also Tracy, I forgot to mention her.
She wrote down a lot of people on that form. I realized that was like maybe 2 months ago that you filled it out. Maybe not 2 months, but you know.
Yeah, and I would probably put my money on 4 of those people. So I think I answered my own question after the fact, just based on then their activity after that. So I have a lot.
People are, I mean, what I've been doing with those so far is we have like 9 people. We let 9 people come to the event because including the host, it's 10 people. Okay. And so they're picking all their leaders, like their up and coming people that you are wanting to build to diamond are the people that should be there. And then if you have people that have people under them that are leaders or want to build to diamond, we're letting like 1 or 2 of those people invite 1 or 2. So between, if that makes sense. So like for Jamie's event, Tabitha brought 2, but Tabitha has a diamond under her who's Jessica, and Jessica brought 1, I think. And the rest were Jamie's, but 9 total. So
I have 6 local from my PS that I would bet that they would be the ones that would come. I didn't want to just open up. That's why I made them go through an application, because I didn't want to just have it be, I wanted me to select them and not, do you want this? Because I just didn't want them to come just to come. So 6 of them, and then I would have probably 2, for sure 2, because I forgot about Jessica under my second CBC who wants to build, is building, and is showing up and already signed up her first coach in like her first week. She's a brand new coach. So she is a builder. So then I would have probably 2 under my second CBC and 2 under Michael's. That would, and I consider those my PS because I still am working with them.
Is Ashlyn, Kristina, and Stephanie are a part of those numbers?
Yep. And Tracy.
Are they all, so those people are all local?
Yep.
Do you think that you would have people that would actually fly in for this?
The only people that would fly would be Amber. Actually, she would probably drive. She's in Wisconsin.
Okay.
She might fly, but then the other 2, one's Alaska, and she's almost due. And then the other one is Paige, and she's in Canada.
Okay.
So I don't think that she would probably fly for this, no.
Right. Okay.
And Paige actually just told me she built to Emerald. She was wanting to built to Emerald, and then she told me, I'm going to stop for a second, and I need to figure some stuff out, and then whatever happens from there. So.
Okay. So, I mean, that's not off the table. I did look at your application, and we did talk about it. With Summit, obviously, it's like, that's what's kind of throwing the wrench in. And I just wanted to make sure, of course, like that you have the right people, because to fly all the way there and all that, you have to have the right people. Yeah. But I think that this whole thing is a mindset thing. Like, I feel like this is the perfect example of like where I can give you the checklist, but the checklist might not work because it's a mindset shift for you personally, and also like for your people, that it's hard to like, I just need to get in there and I just need to like retrain the brains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that like what you need to really just think about is you need to just like take a blank piece of paper, and you really need to understand that what's going to make this work is you've got to franchise yourself. I consider Shauna a franchise of me. And then at some point, yeah, she's doing the business her way. You know what I mean? But like, I look at her business as like, I'm proud of what she's doing because guess what? I did a lot of it. Like I taught her a lot of it, of those things. And then of course they make it their own at some point.
Right.
And I feel that way about Lisa. And so, and I feel that way about Allison and like all my people, right? So you have to really like think about that. And you have to think about how that's going to happen. And that's like going deep with people and like shifting your time management and activities and all of those things. But you have to get your headspace in that place, but you also have to get their headspace in that place. And so I'm good at that, right? But then I can get people fired up and I can get people to understand like how simple this is, and like maybe a lot of the activities they're doing, they don't really need to be doing. They just need to be doing like this, right? But then if your mindset's not there to match it, they're going to come to you for like that support. Like they're going to need you to link arms with them. If they bring 5 prospects to you, you need to be able to close them. And then you need to find 1 out of those 5 that want to work it. And then you need to turn around and duplicate it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think that the gold in the business, in a new coach's business, is in that top 10 list. It's like in the first 30 days. And if we don't find the gold right away, it just becomes harder and harder and harder and harder. And sometimes, luckily, they'll sponsor someone that is going to do awesome. But it's hard later on. They're the most motivated. They're the most excited in the beginning. And so that's really what I've been doing at these events, is getting them to tap into that market and getting them to just kind of like really understand the simplicity of going after their dream and blasting through the warm market and blasting through it with events. Because Success Club and challenge groups is fine. It's your activity. You're going to make money doing it. You're going to make money right now. But if you really want to build that longevity, we've got to build that team. To build that team, we need 2 people. We need 2 people that are going to work alongside you and are going to duplicate what you're doing. Let's find those 2 people. And then now we're going to work with those 2 people with you, the 3 of you together like a trio. And now we're going to build a downline. So I think that you need to just kind of get crystal clear on, we get stressed and we think like, I need to make money and I need to like get out of this rut, and like I get it. But you kind of have to like restart yourself and look at any success you want to see in your business. If that's, I need to make an extra $500, I need to, whatever it is, you have to realize that's going to come from a person. And Brooke is just a perfect example of that. So we need to find a Brooke on your team, and then we need to invest in her. And we need to like teach her the franchisee model. Like that's the best way I can explain it, because people that are like success driven, they come in, and if you don't teach them, not that you're responsible to teach them, but I just mean in general, like if you don't tell them what to do, they're going to figure it out. So what happens is they start coming up with their own routine, their own activities, their own way of doing things. And guess what? They do seek success, but it's not necessarily what they're doing. It's who they are. And the problem with that is it's not the franchisee model, and it can't get duplicated down, and it only worked to a point. And so you have to have like the right lenses on to realize that, and to realize that, okay, they're at Success Club 8, or they have all this volume and it's great, but is she really doing the right things? Is she making a list of 100? Is she, inviting to the business? Is she, getting people in front of you? Is she sponsoring new coaches? Are they going Emerald? Like, are they doing like the really basic things to build a downline? Or are they just doing what is working for them, that's getting them recognition on Success Club boards, challenge groups, or even towards the trips? And that's all fine, but you have to have your lenses on of like, you're going to have your team, right? And then you're going to have your team. And you're looking for just those few that you can franchise through, that you can duplicate yourself through. And it's just going to be a couple of people. And right now you mentioned a lot of names, and so you can't work with all those people. You're going to really have to pick and choose, and it has to be the people that are literally like starving for this, and they're like, just tell me what to do and I'll do it.
That's Kristina and Steph. After I sent that application, I was like, Xander, please stop turning that up, or I'm going to shut it off. Please stop. After I sent that application, it was obviously everyone was excited. Of course they wanted to come in and, whatever. And so after that process, I sat back and I'm like, okay, like you always said, who would you bet on? Who's actually showing up? Who's doing the things? Who's checking in with you? Who don't you have to pull and get in contact with every day and say, do you still want to work your business? And that's Kristina and Steph. I would put my money on them. I would bet on them. They are doing all the things. They're literally like, tell me what to do and I will do it. And everything I've told them to do, they've done it. Everything from, and they're not new coaches, but they've done their top 10 list. They've done their 100-person list. They're running,
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you. Okay. So those two have like 3 to 5 coaches each. Okay. Right. So now I'm going to put it on you. And I'm going to tell you, why haven't you gotten them to Diamond? And this is not, I want you to swallow that for a minute and take that responsibility and feel what that feels like. It doesn't feel good. And this is tough love. But if they are doing the things and they're doing everything you're telling them do, and they want it, then why haven't you as a leader gotten them over the hill?
Yeah. No, that's why I've been hitting my head against the wall, because I've been blaming myself.
Okay, but it's not about blaming yourself. It's about you taking a notebook, paper, and a pen and writing down every single thing what needs to happen in their business to get them to Diamond. You can't magically make it happen. I understand that. But you do have to be strategic about it, and you do have to take responsibility for it, and you do have to focus, right? And so if you just look at their organization and you look at their contact list, and then you start to brainstorm, if this was my business center and I needed to get it to Diamond, and I'm going to give you $1,000 bonus. Here's the thing. If it was your business center, Megan, and you had 3 to 5 coaches, and I told you, in 2 weeks, if you hit that business center to Diamond, I'm going to give you $1,000 bonus. Are you going to go sign up? Your mom and your aunt and your dad and your best friend and your neighbor? But that's what needs to happen. Like, that's the mindset. They're not in that mindset. It's not a do or die for them. That's why I said from the very beginning, when you told me everything, this is all mindset. Because otherwise they will have done it. They would have done it. So it's not motivating people, but it is really tapping into what is driving them to do this? Like, what's going on with them personally, with their family, and you being able to tap into that as a leader and explaining to them, okay, we can make this happen. Here are the things that we need to do. And then creating that urgency for it to happen. They're not going to do it on their own. Write that down. They're not going to hit diamond by themselves. And if you wait another 3 months, they're not going to ever hit it. Like, honestly. And quote me if I'm wrong, but that's just how it works. Like, people get burned out and then they think all this work is for nothing. They need a win. Okay. And I understand that, like, if you just sign all your family members up and then you hit diamond, that it's all going to fall apart. But here's the missing piece. Not if they know what they're shooting for. Right. If they know they're shooting for $500 a week or $1,000 a week or 2-star or whatever they're shooting for, then they're going to understand that that's a stepping stone to that point. And so you have to kind of ask yourself, are they really doing everything I'm telling them to do? Or am I not telling them what they really need to do? And I don't need you to answer that. I just need you to, like, let that sink for a moment, because that's the piece where you walk a tightrope of tough love with your people, but then you're giving them a big hug and you're telling them, I believe in you. I know you can do this. I'm here with you. Let's do this. But we need to do this now. We need to do this right now. This needs to happen before summit. And so when you set your goals for June, you know, you might have your Success Club 10 and your whatever, your PV or however many coaches you want to sponsor or whatever. But at the top of your goal list should be Kristina at diamond, Stephanie at diamond. But then you need to write out on notebook paper everything that, if it was your business, what would you do? What would you do and why? Because if there's no why, then I'm not going to do it. It's like, for me, it's like, if it's not fun, I'm not going to do it. You can't motivate me to do it.
Right.
And it's those little steps of, do you need to host a sneak peek every week? Do they need to be a testimonial in the sneak peek? Do you need to have a sit down? Is this someone that's motivated by fun? Do you need to have a pajama party Zoom call to just get in her head and to just act silly and fun and have a dance party and then be like, okay, listen, and then go at it? Like, you have to look at each person individually by their social style, but take their business like it was your own and write out all the things. And then your strategic plan is worked off of that, but you have to get in their head and remind them, that's the mentoring piece, why they're doing this. Make sure they have those goals on paper. They're connecting it to their family. And then you need to link arms and be like, okay, we're going to do this month, you know, or however you want to do that. When do you think, you know, do you realize that your business center, this is what Christine did to me. She called me and said, do you realize you're 2 coaches away from diamond? And I literally was like, no, I didn't even know that, you know? And she's like, and it wasn't 2, it might've been 2 in an emerald or something, but she was like, yeah, and here's all you need to do. You need to sign this person up and put him here. And she didn't tell me who to sign up. She was literally just like, and she was like, and there's going to be an event in whatever 3 weeks. And if you hit diamond, you're going to be recognized. Go do it. She said, go do it. But that's what they need. Yeah. So you have to, like, really ask yourself, have you been prepping them for what? Have you been prepping them to hit Success Club and to get their business off the ground? Have you been really prepping them to hit Diamond? And really, you want to really be prepping them to hit their big goal, not even Diamond. So that's what you're going to need to like ask yourself and like figure out. And it's not about getting down on yourself. It's about like growth. It's about understanding, okay, well, maybe I was doing this, but that's why you're stuck. And just, you have to just move forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I know exactly why they haven't, because I just haven't, I couldn't give them the one-on-one time last year. I couldn't give, Xander, I'm going to shut it off if you turn it up again. Thank you. I couldn't give them the one-on-one time. I didn't want to. Like I had to figure my own stuff out. And so it was those missed opportunities of working with them so closely that, and Steph is exactly, it's timing for both of them, which also plays a role too. So I know exactly what to tell them to do. I know because I've been doing it with both my CVC and Michael's account, building them to Diamond again. So I know what to do. It's just now I feel like I can actually commit to doing that with them and working one-on-one. So yeah, everything you said was, I just had a call with both of them yesterday, and everything you said was like, it's exactly, thankfully, what I told them, because most of it, I need to go back and tell them some more stuff that you said and just kind of lay it out. I just have always been kind of like, if I tell them, not you need to do this, but remember why you're doing this, I just feel like then I'm pushing my agenda on them. And that's just my own thing I need to kind of get out of my head, because I know they're not going to feel that way, especially because I know they both have bigger goals that they're working towards.
well, and I think the biggest thing is like, if you're getting on a call or a Facebook message, and you need to just be like, okay, who are you inviting this week? 10 people. I want 10 names. And it's all about your approach, you know? So.
And maybe that's what's been, because I haven't been, I've been checked out. So maybe that's I think that's a big part of it too.
So when I'm working with someone like to go Diamond, it's literally like, I'll take all their funnels of people and then go, okay, well, how can we, and then create events. And then we just invite people to those events. So it's like, you can take all your customers and you can email them like what you suggested. And then you can take all their hot prospects and you can invite those people to a sneak peek to a 3-way call. You know, if they have a local network and they can invite people over to work out or to do a shake party or like whatever, a fit club, they should do that. What they need to understand is it's not going to be one thing that gets them there. They've got to do multiple things, multiple events to invite people to, because you don't know which one's going to work. And they all might work, and you might sign up one person from every single one. And I think the problem that most people do is they just do one way. So they'll just do a sneak peek and try to invite everybody to the sneak peek. And when that bombs, they're like, well, what the hell? Well, if you would have invited the 5 neighborhood moms over to work out and do a shake party, and then you also would have sent out all these emails, and you also would have, you know what I mean? Like, you need to create all those, and like, it's a blitz. It's a blitz.
Yeah.
And it's urgency. It's setting a goal date, creating urgency, and running for a short period of time. If they both have 3 to 5 coaches, and then I'll ask questions like, okay, well, who's on Shakeology right now in your family and friends and loves it and would like to get the discount? And they're going to tell you, like, oh yeah, well, I guess I should actually sign my mother up, or I should sign my sister up. Like, they're going to come up with their own answers. You just have to ask the right questions. You know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, I want you to talk to them this week. And as soon as you talk to her, I want you to get back to me. Okay. And then who have you been afraid to invite to coaching up to now? And why? And like, let them answer you. Okay, here's how I would approach it. I want you to talk to them. And if you can get them to watch this, and then you can get them on a 3-way call with me, this is how you would do it. I want you to set that as your goal this week. You know, like one of your goals this week. So you have to strategically go through their list, not an imaginary list. Have them give you like whatever they've got right now. 10 people, 20 people, but every week they need to be bringing you that. And who are these people, and how help give them the invite and create the events and do multiple things and try what's going to work, because what's going to work for one person isn't going to work for another person, you know?
Yeah.
And if you do all of that and then you're there to help close the sale, like if it's a 3-way call, a 3-way message, they're going to be texting you constantly, because they're going to be like, okay, I talked to my mom and she's signing up. Okay, great. Now ask your mom who she knows that wants to get on Shakeology, because if she refers 3 people, we can get her shakes free. You know what I mean? Like, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going through those people, but your coach is going to be like, oh, that's a great idea. Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, that's a great, like a lot of times they're willing to do the work, but they just need like that inspiration. They need that strategy to go and talk to people, because they don't know what to do. You know, or they kind of get stuck doing it one way.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Got it. And I did tell Steph yesterday, because I just always remember what you said in some video, fill your calendar. How can you fill your calendar? How can you fill it up? How can you, and so that's what I try to do personally for me. And so yesterday I said, here's what I'm doing. Here's what you can invite to. She's going to do a shake party, and she's going to do a fit club and run a free group for June.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this is what, and I'm having Kristina do the same thing. And she's really good at free groups, and that's brought in a lot of her prospects too. So now I think I just need to ask those questions or go back to those questions.
Yeah, get their prospects, make sure they're inviting 10 people a week, and then look at who they signed up so far, and look at it like it was your business, and look at it like, what would I do to get this account to Diamond? And then you have to get them in that frame of mind, but they have to be pushing for a goal date too, like otherwise, because they don't know what's realistic. They don't know what's normal. The event I did with Jamie, one of the girls under Tabitha, who's Carrie, she's going to be on the call today. So I just loved her. So one of the things is like when you go face to face with people and you're in a small room of like 10 people, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking for the people who I could franchise through, right? And she was one that just like, she stood out, and when she got up and did like her roadmap, she had a lot of coaches. And I think she didn't have the emeralds. I don't remember, but she's like really close to Diamond. Okay. And then not only that, because it's already like halfway through the day. So they're in the right mind frame right now, but they really haven't talked, because they're just like listening and taking notes. So then by the time they get up there and they do their roadmap, now I get to see the quality of the people that are on their team. Like, do they just sign up all their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother? Or like, who is actually in this? So when she drew hers out, for example, she was like, and I have this friend here who is going to be awesome at it, and she just doesn't get it, but when I leave here today, she's going to get it, because I'm going over there. You know what I mean? And she's like, and she's going to go emerald. And then I have this person, like, she just got it. So then at the end, when she was done, and I said, okay, and I want you Diamond by Monday. That's it. You know what I mean? So like,
Mm-hmm.
but see, that's what they need from you. They
The posture.
don't know. Yeah. They don't know their potential. And it's not about bullshitting it. Like, she should have been diamond months ago. But it's mindset. And, you know, she didn't see the bigger picture. She didn't see that right now she's building a Beachbody business. But this can help her. Like, one of the things that she shared was like, when we went around the room and I was like trying to pull out their whys. She's like, shared that she would love to have, I want to say she said like a fitness studio with a bookstore upstairs or something like that. I know it was a bookstore. And my point is that she really hesitated to share that. She was like kind of hinting that she had this dream, something she would love to do. And it was literally like, okay, what is it? And I think it was the first time she ever said it out loud. But we had to pull it out of her and we had to like wait. We had to really listen. But the minute it came out of her, she was like, she realized that it wasn't just something that was in her head, that maybe it would be something she could actually do. And the Beachbody was just going to get her there.
Yeah.
That's the power of helping people dream bigger than what they see that's right in front of them. That's your job. And it's not easy. It's not easy because it's seeing it through people. It's seeing what their true potential is. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so my point is she went diamond. And I was there just a couple weeks ago. And to me, duh, of course she went diamond. But do you think she would have went diamond without that event? I think she would have just been still doing this.
Yeah, right.
See what I mean? It's just mindset. It's just mindset. We have a golden nugget in our hands with the business, but they don't know what to do with it. And that's really what you have to do. But like if you read Keith's book, it starts with you. It starts with you. You can't do that for others if you're not doing it for yourself. And the only way you will get unstuck is to help somebody else get unstuck first. And that's a hard thing to swallow because we think if I can get myself unstuck, I'm going to have more confidence to help this person. Well, it doesn't work that way. God wants you to help someone else first and prove how bad you want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's how you just you got to flip your brain that you need to help Kristina and Stephanie get there first. And guess what? Indirectly, you're going to build a lot of confidence in yourself that you just did that, you know? But you have to put the energy and the focus, and there's no stress. It's their goal. It's their dream. It's why they're doing this. Here's the thing. If you don't help them do this, they're going to leave you, Megan. So swallow that, Ruby. Hashtag Ruby. And I love you, love you, love you. And I'm giving you a big, huge hug. But that's what you need to hear. You need to hear that. And I don't mean they'll quit. They might not quit, but they might just sit back and do nothing. Or do little. Or stop dreaming. Or stop thinking that they can do what you're doing or whatever. So that's how you have to look at it. Like Carrie is, to me, like I love her. I want to pick her up, like scoop her up and take her with me and mentor her all the way. Jamie has a lot of those people. That's why Jamie's business is so successful. So do you have those people? And if you do, that's what you need to do for them. But that's why you can't do it with so many people because it's exhausting.
Right. Right.
But I think that the bottom line is just you need to look at their business like it's your own. And then you need to ask yourself, like, what would I do And then you need to connect the dots with them and set a goal date together. And then you guys just need to make it happen. And it needs to be a short period of time. If they have 3 to 5 coaches and they have 2 emeralds, they should be popping diamond in like a week. Seriously. And I'm not saying that to put that goal on you, but I'm just saying that because I want you to just be thinking differently. Like, a lot of the stuff they're doing, it's not training for the race. Okay, you're training for a race, and I don't want to use diamond as the finish line, but it's a milestone. Okay, if your goal is to train for a marathon and we're just training for a 5 mile right now, right? Do you need to be doing all your other workouts, or do you just need to be running? Because we just need to be running because we're training in 2 weeks. We're competing in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So we don't need to be doing, you know, like turbo and lifting weights and yoga. And no, we just need to be running. And so once you hit that milestone, then we can reshift and we can go back and we can be doing more of the activities that they're doing, but their confidence level is going to go up. The confidence level in the business, in you, in all of it, and you have a different person. You have a different different coach now when they hit diamond, because now they're like, oh wow, this works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You just gotta get them.
I like that.
You gotta just get them there, and you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to get them there? And it's not just one-on-one calls, and it's not just a 3-way call to their prospect. You know, like, you need to write that out and treat that business like it was your own. But you got to get them in the mindset like I did with Carrie. Like, you've got to get her in that mindset. When I said that, I'm like, okay, so you should be diamond by Monday. And she was like, you know, like, she just was like, okay. And I'm like, and I want you, and then I went a step further and I said, and I want you to text me when you are, because you're going to do it. Now, you can't say that to someone if you don't believe that.
Right.
Because that's not cool. Right. And everybody's different. And some people's businesses, it's not going to happen by Monday, you know? Just speak truth into them wherever they're at, even if it's just, I know you're going to do this. That's what they need.
Yeah.
That's what they need.
Yeah. Steph was really excited yesterday when we got on the call. She's like, okay, I'm done nursing. It's been, 5 months or whatever. I'm done nursing. I finally encouraged her enough to let go of this nighttime gymnastics thing that she was additional job, because it was just a lot on her plate. So she's done with that officially. She's done nursing. And so yesterday on the call, I was like, okay, it's time now. Like, let's go. It's time. Your time is, you have more time now. You are, because she said it, like, the fog was just lifted after she was done nursing. And I said, okay, let's go. It's time. So yeah, it's time for all of us.
Yeah. So get their 10 prospects this week. I want 10 names, 10 people you're going to talk to this week. And then together you strategize the events. You strategize how they're inviting and how they're going to lead them to you, or how they're going to get that close. And then how can I help you get these people signed up? And let them tell you what they're afraid of, or let them tell you what they're not good at and what they need more help on, or whatever, and then fill that void.
So how would you help? One thing they both said yesterday is they don't feel like they're successful enough to talk about the business. And so how I responded back to that was, I just said, you need to own exactly where you're at and feel confident in the work you have put in and where you have gotten yourself, so that you help the people that you bring on feel comfortable where they're at, so that they don't then feel like they have to wait to be a certain, because that's something I struggled with for a long time, was I didn't feel like I was successful enough to talk about the business or bring on people or whatever. And it trickled down to those two, obviously. When I'm done. So I help them encourage that. So any advice from you would be helpful too.
So I would just be hosting a sneak peek or webinar, and I would have them on their speaking, their story. I would give them a template for their story, to how to write it. And then I want their before and after photo, and I'll make a slide or whatever, if you're doing a video or whatever. And when they're like, if I were to do a sneak peek for you and you were to just come on and share your story and I'll give you a template, who can we get on that? Who can we invite to watch that? Who do you have? You know, what is the max amount of people that we can get on there? If you have to do a giveaway, if you have to do whatever, what do you got to do to get people on that webinar? You know, like in a new coach's business, I give them that top 10 script and I tell them, if you get 10 people on the webinar, I will send them a free sample for you of whatever. If you got to do that, isn't it worth it for her to have 10 prospects on your
100,000%? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how you have to think. You have to put yourself in the shoes of her prospects as well as her, because she'll have more confidence, because she'll be like, listen, the first 10 people that say yes and just come watch and hear my story and learn more about what I'm doing, we're going to send out a free sample of whatever this is, you know. And she can promote it as my stories being featured on a presentation. That is how she will get people to watch too. She can also do a version of that top 10 script where she's just saying like, hey, I don't know if you realize this, but I'm a health and fitness coach for Beachbody, and I'm in a season right now where I'm actually going to really start to actively work it, or however you want to say that. One of my first assignments getting back and getting involved and is to invite my top 10 friends to come and watch a presentation where my story is actually going to be featured. And I wanted to know if you would be one of those 10. And if so, I'm going to mail you a free sample of one of our #1 nutrition products. You got to make it so easy for them to invite. Like, I feel like that's the problem in the industry, is we invite to sign people up. No, we just need to invite people to come watch, because if they're not interested in joining as a coach, they might be interested in just the product. And then you can still sign them up as a discount coach, you know, just get their people in front of it. And then if they're not interested, who do they know that would be interested, and give them referral bonuses and teach her how to do that. Even if it's a $20 Amazon gift card. If they come and watch it and they're like, oh, it's great, but I work out at the gym and I really like it. Oh, no problem. Well, I appreciate you watching it. Do you know anyone that might be interested? My group is starting in 2 weeks, and I'll give you, you know, I give out a $20 Amazon gift card for each referral. Just connect me with them on Facebook or whatever. Like, but now it doesn't end at that person not being interested. Now you've gone through them and you've opened the door to create more leads.
Do you have a lot of success with a referral bonus, a referral system like that?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, especially like with people that probably should be coaches. They don't want to be a coach. Like my biggest fans.
Yeah. They
should be a coach, but they don't want to deal with it. So they just refer people to me. Just a couple people. Like, and more so it's like my mom, my dad, my family. Like my family does it all the time, and I'm not giving them referral bonuses. Like, you know, like, but like, why aren't we doing that?
Right.
Because your mom and dad might not be interested, but if they watch a presentation and they understand what you're doing, I bet they know people. Or let your mom host a shake party for you and invite her friends. Like, these are the things I go through at the event, because I'm just trying to get them to understand, like, build your funnels. And social media is just one funnel. Like, we're, like, treating it as the end all be all, but like,
oh, I so agree. Yes.
The success is in your backyard when you first start. Your success is in your backyard. So that's what I would do, is I would be hosting a sneak peek or webinar, whatever you feel more comfortable doing, having them each speak on it, giving them the template. I use the one from Rock Your Network Marketing Business, but you can use whatever you want.
Okay.
And then they can invite people by saying my story is going to be featured. And if you want to offer a free sample, you can. And then on the presentation, you do have to promote both. You're going to have to promote challenge groups and Shakeology as well as the business opportunity and discount so that, you have downsell options.
Okay. Got it.
That's what I would be doing. But then you have to just have a little bit of more of an aggressive approach with them where you're just saying, okay, who are 10 people that you're going to talk to this week? Or if we do this event, like I would always say to people with shake parties, I didn't do them for everyone. So like we just had this talk, I'm feeling you out because obviously I have to get on a plane, right? So it's a bigger commitment. But a Shakeology party is a huge commitment. Like even before I have kids, it's a commitment, even though like you're not like renting space financially. So I would say to them before I would even promise anything, I would say, can you get 10 people in your living room? If I were to come there and we just try shakes, see how I make it sound so simple though? Like, can you get 10 people in your living room and I'll come and I'll share my story and we'll just try shakes and I'll help get your friends and family involved in your business and we'll get it off the ground. But can you get 10 people in your living room? I don't care who they are. And they're, and 9 times out of 10, they would say yes. And by the time I would get there, there'll be 7 people there. And that was enough. It's enough. So
I did that with Steph yesterday. I asked her the same thing because I remember you saying that on one of your calls. Yeah. And I said, can you get 10 people and I'll drive to Nebraska and I'll come share my story. And she was like, yep. Okay.
Yeah. So just laying those expectations down for them, but keeping it simple. It should be simple for them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I agree. Love it.
So if you do a sneak peek and you do a shake party and then they're still doing like a free group to something where, I will go in that free group and do a live or a presentation or something. If you do all those 3 things, they're going to hit diamond, but you got to be there to help them close those people. If you do those 3 things, I find it really hard that doesn't happen. Like I will go beat my head against the wall. I don't understand. Yeah. Either they're not driving people to those events. So you got to make sure, and if they're not closing, well, they're not closing because they're not confident. But that's just the way that it is. That's why you have to go in there and help them.
Yes. Got it.
Okay.
That I can do.
Well, that's what I want. That's what I would want you to do. And like I said, just kind of like brainstorm it out on paper. Put your focus on that for June.
Okay.
Like over everything else and looking at your time and your calendar. Make that the top priority. Because if you do that, I think that you will be happy too.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to look at this too. Like if I'm going to invest some of my summer into my business, what's going to make me happy that I can turn around and look back at those 30 days and go, that was worth it. Because see, I never wanted to do a Shakeology party. But every single time, what would motivate me is I would know, like, I'm going to get in the car driving home and go, that was worth it. Because we just signed 3, 4, 5, 6. I've signed up 7 people was the most we ever signed up. And so it was worth it. What's going to be worth it at the end of June for you to go into Summit? Because otherwise it's just time away from your kids.
Yeah.
And so I want to really just get in your head with like priorities of your business. And that's why it's important to invest in the right people because,
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. So, love it. I have butterflies. I'm excited.
Good. Because I felt like I just yelled at you for 20 minutes. So
No, not at all. And I like that. we need to put blinders back on. Because I was just always, I mean, I've been running a sneak peek every month. I run then a 1-day event and a different day of the month. So I've been doing things for my business because I feel like I need to stay in phase 1 and I haven't had the people or it hasn't been the right time. But these two.
Once you have the right people, then you have to step out of phase 1 and you have to now franchise yourself. So you're still doing phase 1, but you're doing it in someone else's business. And that's the part that people don't get. And it drives them nuts. And they're looking at it like, well, they can do it themselves, or like, we're not even going to go there. But so you are doing the same things, but you're doing it inside someone else's business.
Such a perspective shift.
Yeah, it is for me too. I never said it that way or thought of it that way. I'm going to write that down.
I just did, yeah.
Okay, but I will look at dates for the event. I would want about 9 people there and the right people there. We really want emeralds there. Emerald coaches that want to go to diamonds. And then if you have people that have people, like if Stephanie or Kristina has a rock star under them, then we can consider allowing those people to come too. But we would want you to fill up your seats first and then look at that. And that it will probably be after. I don't know if it'll happen before Summit. It probably would be after Summit.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me know how it goes. Send me your plan.
I will.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.